Hello, my name is Brian Perez Moreno, and today I will be talking about The Bleeding Edge, which is a movie on Netflix. This movie talks a lot about products and talks about multiple different products that have either gone through bad testing, not enough training, or just overall been very negative towards patients. My overall points today will be that there is a lack in better testing. The risk seems to outweigh the benefits. And the movie goes through the stories of multiple people that have been affected through these different products that have been shown in the movie. I will be going through one of the products that have caught my interest specifically, but there are multiple different products that I've talked about in the movie, and I will go through them briefly. So today I will be talking about a Latina woman that was in the show and struggled a lot with her health. This was a Latina woman that had pretty much everything in check, had a husband and four daughters to take care of, and seems pretty happy. But we see that she got a permanent birth control, which is the start of her health going down. We can see with her example that certain bad health can be or a bad health can lead to a lot of bad things, and not just with her body and health, but also with the family life and home life. So with her example, we see that she had a loving family, but once she started struggling a lot with this permanent birth control, her husband ended up leaving her, and she started struggling a lot with her kids since she was at the hospital a lot taking care of her daughters. Now, what she was struggling with was that this product made her bleed a lot, bleed very extra. She seemed that it was very not that it wasn't normal, and she was in a lot of pain. We see in the show that she would go to the doctor to get herself checked out, but the doctors would just her doctors would just point her symptoms as the fact of her being Latina. That's all. And this is something that we see also in class with ethics. Um, or no, well, yeah, with ethics, leading or saying that her bleeding is caused just because she's Latina and not going into more depth is definitely something that should not be done. And if she's more worried about what's going on with her, then they should probably take the time to see if they can figure out another reason rather than just saying that it's because of who she is and leaving her up to that. Because yes, you could say that just because she's Latina, but we also see that she's struggling a lot more than usual. So we can see if we can find any other reason that there may be more bleeding. And well, we see this obvious connection with the product being placed into her and then afterwards starting to bleed a lot. But this connection was not found and is something that that was overlooked. So the product that I am talking about with the Latina woman is a Acer. Acer is a permanent birth control, and it is a coil or this spring that I noticed was in the movie is something that's put inside a woman's vagina, and it's supposedly, or I think it, well, I don't want to say supposedly, but maybe it does prevent pregnancies. And this was placed into her and a few other women in the show, and we see that all of them have their struggles with periods or bleeding a lot extra. And with Assure, we see that they use different tools to their advantage to try to manipulate women into getting it. For example, in the show, we see that they use a nurse that has Ensure and they put her in the commercial or the infogram or whatever it was called back then and used her to say, hey, this nurse has our product. It would be good for you to have it too since there is a nurse that has it. And seeing and as someone that would need the product and seeing that someone as knowledgeable as a nurse would have it would really convince someone to get it. This is a product that is considered to be beneficial according to Johnson and Johnson, but at the end of the movie, we see that they are being sued by 65,000 people, I think it was, due to this poor product that they made. And this is a big example of us seeing how in healthcare there aren't if things aren't properly regulated, then it'll just leave a um, negative experiences for patients and even negative experiences for doctors that have to deal with giving them a product and ending up not working out for them and having them to come back and not be um, properly treated, but maybe even coming back worse due to these kinds of products that aren't properly regulated or taken care of. And so with that, the movie goes through how there's not enough testing for these different types of products that are being made. For one of these products, we see that they didn't even go through human testing, which is something that is definitely important to go through and to see if it's something that should be out in the public for people to be um, experimenting on or using. Um, we also see a clip of Donald Trump saying if we want to add one regulation for the for different types of products, then we need to take away two regulations. So overall, I just um not good progress since we are taking two regulations just to add one. And maybe if that one is very clear and detailed and those two weren't, then maybe it's a good thing. But I feel like the more regulations, then it could be better for us. I'm not too informed on that, but I'm thinking more regulations is way safer to take care of for the patients and doctors to be able to give to patients. Doctors don't get enough training for certain machines. We also see another product in the movie that is for surgeries and for doctors to be able to do surgeries remotely, or not remotely, but away by using a robot. And we see that they don't get enough training, or they do get training, but maybe they don't get enough, and maybe they need more. Maybe they need to be able to do more on different types of patients like pigs and different things, and actually be properly informed on how to use the machine so that we don't get any negative impact on these patients. And with this, we see that um, doctors need to be properly informed, and we even see that, or the show mentions that a doctor could probably even pass with a 10 question quiz. Like they could just pass quickly and then go through the proper training. Then they're done. They're ready to go to an actual human, a person that they will be used on. So the point is that we need to see doctors get properly trained. I know they're incredibly intelligent and they went through so much school, but maybe these machines are things that they just don't really know too well and could get more training on just to be on the safer side of things. So in conclusion, we can see that patients need more care, doctors can be more informed, products can be properly regulated, and products can be priced correctly. Every single one of these things is important for our patient to be happy, for our patient to be happy and healthy, more importantly. Um, and also, doctors can be happy too, knowing that were able to help another patient be healthy and be able to live their life. Um, this is a very big ethical ethical topic that we could talk that is talked about a lot. Um, with not being able to, with the ethical part coming in with not enough regulation, not enough testing for the patients, and just being more worried about getting the product out so that they can get the money for it rather than actually properly regulating and making sure that it's good for patients. So with this movie, I was able to really see how important it is to be caring or to care for the patients. And with that care comes more regulations, more care for the products, and when there's more care for the product, then there's more care for the patients, and the patients are ending up healthier or happy and healthier. Thank you.